One of the hardest parts about growing a firm is realizing that not every client can come with you when you want to take it to the next level. Letting go of misaligned clients doesn't mean that you failed. It actually just means you're protecting your time, your team, and your energy. People always ask me how you know when it's time to offboard a client. And I think we all kind of know when it's time. When you're feeling stressed out, frustrated, or resentment towards a client, you know your gut check is basically telling you something has to change. Otherwise, you're going to keep dealing with the frustration, such as clients not respecting your boundaries, always dealing with scope creep with these clients, poor communication, and you're chasing them for documents and they're not responding within, a normal, understandable time frame. Or most frustrating for me is late payments. That's the last thing I want to do, is be giving a client my all to add as much value as possible, and then I have to chase them for getting paid for the services we offer. So those are a lot of the main reasons why I would consider offboarding a client. And I think as accountants, we're typically afraid to let someone down, and we want to serve everyone, because I feel like I talk to a lot of accountants and I think they're some of the greatest, kindest people I know, but you have to start realizing that you can't help everybody, and you have to just focus on the right client that you really want to serve. My offboarding process always starts with a clear and respectful message. I'm always doing it via email, so it's written and clear, so there's no emotionally charged conversations, because who knows how frustrated you might get with a client if they're pushing you to your limit, or it's something that's been going on for years and years and years. So I always do a professional email basically saying, hey, I feel like as our firm has evolved, some of our processes might have changed, and I noticed that you haven't been following them or you're not paying. And I basically elaborate why I think they're no longer a good fit. And typically it takes a lot for me to get to this point, because I'm typically communicating that with the client in advance, saying, hey, just now you have to pay up front before we begin work, or you have to use our electronic document portal. Whatever the boundaries and standards are for your firm, we have to communicate that effectively. We can't really offboard a client if they didn't know how we want them to work with us, especially if we're changing and evolving our firm. Also, what I like to do is set clear expectations. Hey, we're going to finish up to the end of this tax season and maybe finish your bookkeeping or finish your tax return, just so it's clear what we are and are not doing, so there's no confusion and miscommunication moving forward once you terminate that relationship. And also, if you'd like, I think sometimes I like to offer to clients another referral, if maybe another accountant who might be better suited for them. As our firm, we had a legacy firm that we evolved with technology. So some of our legacy clients might not love the newer way of doing things, and they might be better suited for an accountant who still does traditional paper-based method, in-person method. So we try, when we see an opportunity, to introduce our client to maybe someone who might fit their needs more effectively. And that's a really easy way to transition the client. So now you're happy and they're happy. And why is this necessary? We all know that difficult, toxic clients affect you, your team, and the culture at your firm. So if we're allowing clients to run the show and stress our team out, and our team members don't want to do constant follow-ups, constant phone calls just to get a missing document to wrap up their job, when I would say 90% of our clients are great, they follow all the instructions, and it's a pleasure working with them. I don't know a single accountant or business owner who doesn't have a difficult client, but it's setting that standard, setting that boundary to protect ourselves and protect our team, so we can focus our energy on the things that we actually enjoy doing. I love helping my clients. I love saving them on taxes and doing tax planning. I don't like scanning documents and doing 100 follow-up calls to get a document. And I think we could probably all relate with something around that, even if you don't have the exact same situation. The last point I want to leave you with is ditching the guilt. I feel like almost everyone I talk with, they feel bad to let go of a client. And I've been there. When I first let go of my first client, it was really hard. It was really difficult because, again, I had that same exact guilt. I'm like, well, you've been coming to our firm for so many years, and I'm just so passionate about changing our firm to build the firm of my dreams. And these clients just don't see my vision and they don't want to work with me. And then once I let that first client go, it becomes easier and easier because then what it does, it actually frees up a lot of time for you and the team to onboard the new great client who respect your boundary, appreciate your processes. And I think that's the most important thing to think about when you are feeling the guilt, that we can't make every client happy, but we want to make sure we're serving the right people that fit our firm or the firm we're trying to become. Again, we don't need to serve everyone, just serve the right people. If any of this resonated with you, drop a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you here next time.